Hey guys, Sean T. Phillips with a brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Taking a go out today, seeing things came out today, seeing things are on sale. Now today though, new release-wise, some of the bigger things that are coming out today is the House Next Door, Meet the Blacks 2. That one's releasing today. Also the film Profile, that's coming out, as well as Batman The Long Halloween Part 2. I believe it's Long Halloween. I'm always mixing up either Last Halloween. I'm pretty sure it's Batman The Long Halloween Part 2. And I think there might be like an exclusive version of it at Best Buy. I might have seen. I might be totally wrong about that, but I believe I might have seen some exclusive for that one. Also, though, at the end of this video is going to be a whole bunch of brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews for the things I received to review and talk about for you guys. So definitely stay tuned for those at the end of this video. And as always, too, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that I reviewed. If you guys have seen them, what you guys thought of them, and also if you guys plan on picking any of them up. But anyway, though, guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. But we'll take a look here in the front, though, and see if there's anything different here. I doubt they would change anything out today, but you never know. I see, like, stuff from last Tuesday, like last week, like Those Who Wish Me Dead. I believe that was last Tuesday. Luca. So I really like Luca a lot. Other than that, though, let me see if there's anything else different in here. Doesn't look like it. I always check on the sides here, even though it's usually the same things here. I just check, because every so often, occasionally things get changed out, like Space Jam is one of the more recent ones they changed over there. It's very random what they put in here. Then like Yellowstone seasons in there, Mulan, but like I said, every so often they change it out with some other stuff. But we'll head over to the actual section though, and fingers crossed we'll see, hopefully something new is put out over there. But we'll see. It's one of those kind of days when you don't really know today if they will or not. When it's not as many bigger titles, sometimes they don't do the stuff as quick, but we shall see though. Well, here though, luckily enough, they actually have out a whole bunch of different things today. There was a bunch of stuff like the Batman, like I was mentioning, Batman The Long Halloween Part 2, and that one's $19.99 for that one. Then there's one here called Finding You. I don't know anything about this one. I'm pretty sure this was today. If you guys have seen this one though, let me know how this one was. Like I said, I don't know anything about that one. Also though, this one is like great. I watched this one last night, The House Next Door. This is the sequel to Meet the Blacks. It's one of those ones, if you haven't seen the first one, you'd still be able to understand it. But it was great. Like really like that one. Doesn't look like they have the Blu-ray, but it's $14.99 for the DVD. And this is one that came out today with like a Nick Cannon one here called the Misfits with Pierce Brosnan. If you guys have seen this one, let me know how this one was. This is definitely one I'm interested in. And this is another thing today that came out too, the newest of the Are You Afraid of the Dark series. This one, Curse of the Shadows, and it has on here bonus episodes on here of the original series. It's like the Phantom Light. It has like the Tale of the Midnight Magic, Tale of the Dark House. So that's really cool as well that that's included with it. And that one's $12.99. One of the other ones today is this Ellen Burstyn movie here with James Caan called Queen Bees for $16.99. But other than that though, that seems to be all the different things I see in here today though. But yeah, though, luckily enough, they had out all the stuff in there today. There was actually a couple other things that I forgot that was coming out today, like the newest Afraid of the Dark one that I was mentioning in there. But I totally forgot that one was releasing today. But yeah, they've been doing better at Target, at least this location, with having out all the stuff. But now we're going to go over to Walmart, which has never been, if you guys have seen the videos, never been that great lately. Any of them, it seems, with having the stuff out. And usually the new releases are out the following Tuesday, so we might see some of the stuff that came out last Tuesday out today. There's a possibility for that. We shall see though, fingers crossed. But head over to Walmart. Like I said, we'll see if anything new is put out. Into Walmart we go. So we're gonna head back live. I have not peeked over here yet, but oh no, see, as usual, this is the Walmart way. This is the Walmart. So you see all this, you see all the spaces for it, like the Long Halloween right here. Luca was last Tuesday. They never put that out still. They have any of the other ones? No, A Wrath of Nobody. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I don't see any of the other ones. Let's see over here on the side. Like this was last Tuesday. Till Death, that was one of the other ones today. Occupation Rainfall, that was one of the ones today that I know was today. But yeah, it's like, it's always kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like, sounds like sort of over here, but I'm not seeing anything over here. I hear lots of beeps, but I'm not noticing anything else in here today. And like, I try to peek in those cages and I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, over there though, I might peek back over there and see if I could see, but there was just lots of beepings over there. I want to show you guys this thing too that's really cool. It's like this, like these mini TVs. They have a bunch of different ones. They have one like for Friends down here, but it's like, hopefully they do one for like Gilligan's Island. That would be kind of cool. But they like play like clips of like Batman, you know, the Batman clips in this thing. So it has like a whole, I don't know how many are in here, but it's all like Batman clips and stuff like that. But they have different ones for Friends down there. There's like a South Park one, but they're, I don't know, it's kind of cool ones. And I believe there's going to be one for Star Trek soon, I saw. And like I said, I'm hoping they do one for like the Brady Bunch, and then maybe one for Gilligan's Island. I think those would be really cool ones. But definitely a cool thing though. Into the second Walmart we go. And it's funny, here in Walmart today, they have like a standee out for Hitman Wife's Bodyguard, but that doesn't come out until next Tuesday. So it's like really strange. They accidentally made a whole standee for a movie that doesn't come out until next Tuesday. I've never seen that before. And I'm pretty sure if anyone tried to scan these now, they wouldn't ring up and everything. But yeah, I just thought that was very interesting to see the whole standee for something that's not even out till next Tuesday. But peeking over here, I am seeing some new stuff up here. Let's see, I do see some of the new stuff. I see Batman The Long Halloween Part 2 Blu-ray for $19.96, the DVD for $14.96. Let's see, is anything else mixed in? Oh, they do have Afraid of the Dark, The Curse of the Shadows here for $12.96 as well. I haven't seen this one. I saw the first one of these ones that they've done when they see, it's so difficult to put these things back in here. If you guys see, when everyone says you never put them back right, see, this is why. It's literally impossible to put them back into these shelves. That's why though. But let's see, they do have some of the other stuff here. So this is one of the ones here, Occupation Rainfall. I haven't seen this one. If you guys have seen this one, let me know how this was. That one was $14.96 for the Blu-ray, $12.96 for the DVD of that one. And then they have the Meet the Blacks, you know, the House Next Door too. This one, like I was saying, I really like this movie. This is a really fun movie. I really love the first movie as well. And that's $14.96 for the Blu-ray, $12.96 for the DVD. And they have this one, Queen Bees here. And then Finding You. If you guys have seen this one, let me know, you know, how this one was here. Like I said, I don't know anything at all about this one here. Other than that, I don't see anything else different here in the section. Let's see, though, over here, though, in case see if there's anything else different mixed in. I do see some stuff from last week, like Tailgate. Lucky was last week. Sans was a week or two back. This one might have been this week, this Righteous Blood, this Michael Perry movie. I think this might have been today. Dead Again, that was a week or so back. Let's see. Just trying to make sure I don't miss anything in here that's mixed in or anything like that. Or any of the ones that I haven't seen or have been like locked away in the other locations. Profile, that was one of the ones that I was mentioning, you know, that came out today. And this one I would really recommend. I really like this one. Was really surprised with how good this one was, but that's a top recommendation one. Other than that, though, let me just make sure there's nothing else mixed in here. I don't believe any of these other ones were this week, as far as I know. Trying to see if there's anything else different that I haven't been able to look at that have been like locked away in a case or anything like that. So that's the thing, like most of these ones lock this stuff into cases so you can't really see them. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is another one that I believe was today. This one here, Dark Stories. Here, this Christine Loken movie. This one looks kind of interesting one. If you guys have seen this movie though, let me know, you know, how this one was. Like I said, this one here is called Dark Stories. And I believe this is one where they only had a DVD of it. It's $12.96 for that one. And then the Misfits one, like I said, this is another one. If you guys have seen this, let me know if this one is worth picking up. Then they have Fuller House. I think this was a while ago, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I don't know if this was this week or not. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing else mixed in. Last Call. I'm not sure when that one was from. Let's just make sure there's nothing else. There's definitely a handful of stuff in here. There's like a random digital movie of Hobbs and Shaw down there. Let's see if there's any other ones. Just making sure there's nothing I'm missing over. But yeah, that seems to be all the main stuff. But luckily enough, like I said, they had most of the stuff out in here today though, so that was good. What's funny though is I can probably say that out of all the years that I've ever gone into Walmart or anything like that, I don't think I've ever seen, you know, a standee for a big movie out already like that. I know I've seen, you know, standees. I mean, I've seen movies out by mistake in Walmart like a week early and stuff like that in the past, but never a standee. You know, I don't, at least as far as I can remember in all the years I've gone before I was doing videos. This is my whole life of going to Walmart. I don't ever remember that. If you guys have ever seen that too, let me know. know that you can think of, but I can never think of a whole standee being out like that. But now gonna head to Best Buy. Into Best Buy we go. So we're gonna head back though and see, you know, what they have. And like I was saying, I think I saw something about a exclusive version of the Batman one. Let's see, they still have a bunch of the Quiet Place Steelbooks from a couple weeks back. I don't see any other random new Steelbooks in here. I haven't heard anything about any other new ones except for the Batman one I was mentioning. Let's see though. Yeah, let's see, there's a spot for it. Batman. Was it probably this one? So yeah, Steelbook, $26.99. They don't have any more of that one left, but that's what I thought, that I saw something about that there was a Steelbook. And then they have the Meet the Blacks 2 here for $15.99. Like I was saying, this is a really fun parody movie. The first one was a parody of kind of The Purge. This one is kind of like a mixture of like The Burbs mixed with Fright Night. Kind of like both of those mixed together. Especially when they're spying on the house, it was really reminding me like of The Burbs. I don't know, this one I really like. I really love the Deon Taylor's movies. I really have liked his stuff ever since, even Chain Letter back in the day. I remember kind of liking that movie, but ever since like Traffic, he did that one a year or two back. I've liked all of his stuff. Black and Blue was really good. Let's see, anything else over here new. Let's see. Oh yeah, they do have, this is one of the ones, this early Anne Hathaway movie, Bijou Phillips one from 2005, Havoc. This is a pretty good movie. I haven't seen this movie in years, but that one is $17.99. That's kind of interesting that they have that. And when it comes to Shout Factory, they just announced today, and which I'm really excited about, they're going to be putting out on Blu-ray finally. Nothing But Trouble is going to be coming to Blu-ray, and Shout Factory will be putting out from the Shout Select line. And they're also going to be putting out, that I saw, what was the other one that was that I saw today? Deadly Friend, the Wes Craven movie as well. Let's see though, they still have some of the Luca Steelbooks here, but I don't see anything else different right here that was from this week. But besides Havoc, let's see any other ones that were today. They have Profile, which I was mentioning. This is one I would highly recommend you guys check out. That one's $19.99 here. They also have let's see, Occupation Rainfall. That one is $15.99 for that one. And then Finding You as well. Like I said, that one is $18.88 for that one. Let's see if there's anything else different down here. I don't see any other ones. Sometimes there can be some random things over here. And I did see too that there was going to be a Steelbook as well. I saw an announcement about that, a Steelbook for 3 from Hell on 4K. There was a Steelbook of the Blu-ray, but there's going to be a 4K Steelbook as well coming out, or a different one. But other than that though, that seems to be all the different things that I see here today. And I didn't see any more of this long haul one in that spot or anything. But like I said, yeah, other than that though, seems to be all the main new things today. So anyway though guys, that was all for my DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Like I always say, if you guys enjoy these shopping videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Also though, in the comments below, let me know, anything new that you guys picked up on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K, if you guys ended up picking up anything new today. Also as well, let me know anything new, let me know what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that I reviewed at the end of this video. If you guys have seen them, what you guys thought of them, and also if you guys plan on picking any of those ones up. But anyway though guys, now thanks again for watching and subscribing. Now stay tuned for the brand new reviews. And the first one I got here is from Arrow Video, and this is one that I just want you guys know is available. This is one here called Blind Beast. And this one here, though, feature-wise, this has on here a brand new audio commentary on here by Asian cinema scholar Earl Jackson. It also has a newly filmed introduction by Japanese cinema expert in here, Tony Rayans. It has a Blind Beast on here, a brand new visual essay on the film. It has original trailer on here, image gallery. Also has a booklet on here, which has some stuff about the production, stuff about the film, all that kind of stuff as well here. But like I said, though, just want you guys know that this one was available, from Arrow Video. The next one here, though, this is from Lionsgate. This is one that I was really looking forward to seeing when I heard there was going to be a sequel, because I absolutely loved the first film. It's a really, really fun movie. The first film was a kind of a parody, pretty much a parody of the film The Purge. This one is kind of a parody of like Fright Night, and it also was reminding me a little bit of the movie The Burbs. It kind of had like a vibe of like Fright Night mixed with The Burbs, and I really like this movie. Really fun movie. Everybody came back as well, and I was glad too that Michael Blackson came back. Michael Blackson like steals the show. He stole the show in the first movie. He steals the show in this movie. He was great. He was even in this one a little bit more than the first movie. And this is The House Next Door. This is, Meet the Blacks 2. But this was a really fun, like I said, parody of stuff like, Fright Night mixed with like The Burbs and that kind of vibe. And it's basically the, Mike Epps' character in the first movie. he was like in this one house that he wasn't supposed to be in. Like he ended up like, I can't remember exactly what he did, but he like, I think he like went to a house that he stole or something, or somebody that he put in jail. It was like a house that the person had owned, and he ended up taking their house, and he was like in there while they were in prison. He wasn't supposed to be there with his family, and his family didn't know that he was doing that. And then like it was all that kind of stuff was going on. And like I said, it was the basis of like the purge was going on in that one. This one is now, you know, Mike Epps' character with his family, and he's kind of wrote a book about like his experiences in the first one and what he had went through, and the book has not sold well or anything. So now he's trying to figure out how he's going to sell his book. And at the house that he's living in, a new person moves in next door, and it's Katt Williams' character. And, you know, they become convinced, Mike Epps and his friend become convinced that, you know, there is a vampire that moved in. So it's basically them kind of like obsessed with this whole thing. It has like a Burbs kind of feel to it and everything. But really like this movie. Like I said, everybody comes back in here. Really funny film. Definitely an absolute must-watch. It has on here, though, a whole bunch of different features. It has a commentary track on here with the cast and crew. It has on here, though, bloopers, deleted scenes, some featurettes on the movie, but like definitely highly recommend you guys check this out. It has so many people are in here. Snoop Dogg's in here. Like I said, Michael Blackson, Rick Ross is in the movie. Danny Trejo's in the movie. But like I said, really love this one. And the next one I got here is from Lionsgate as well, and this is the 4K Ultra HD edition, which includes the 4K, the Blu-ray, as well as the digital copy of the film The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. This is, you know, the sequel to The Hitman's Bodyguard, which I really like The Hitman's Bodyguard. It was basically, you know, about, Ryan Reynolds' character who was does kind of bodyguard stuff, and he was a bodyguard to Samuel Jackson's character who was a hitman. And it ended up being like them kind of having this, you know, they weren't getting along the whole time, and they had all these kind of problems with each other, kind of stuck in this whole situation, people coming after them, and all that kind of stuff, and a really fun movie. And this one is basically, though, after what had happened in the first movie, Ryan Reynolds' character is kind of like over the whole thing, and he's kind of like so shaken up, and he's kind of pretty much retired from the whole thing. He doesn't want to do any more of this. He's kind of trying to calm down and relax, and, you know, he's like on this island trying to relax and everything. And what ends up happening, though, is he ends up, Salma Hayek's character ends up showing there and, you know, saying, I need your help and all this kind of stuff. And basically he ends up getting, you know, taken to where he, you know, she's saying that she needs help, and he comes to find out that Salma Hayek's character is married to Samuel Jackson's character. And it's basically, though, about, you find out that there's a whole other thing going on, and there's all these people coming after him again, and it ends up being the whole situation again of them going through all sorts of problems and everything. And this one, you know, Antonio Banderas is like in the film. Also, Morgan Freeman is in the movie, but a really, really fun movie. And if you guys were a fan, like I said, of the first movie, definitely would recommend you guys check this one out. On here, though, this has feature-wise, like I said, it has the 4K version of the film. It also has the Blu-ray. It has a bunch of different featurettes on the film, some featurettes on the stunts, a gag reel on here, so like I said, some on-set featurettes, theatrical trailers on this one. The next one here, this is from Universal. This is one that I absolutely love this movie. This one gets a top recommendation. This movie was so good. It's one of those movies, too, when you're like watching this and you're like, you know, when people say that expression, you always hear like, oh, I was glued to the screen. You know what I mean? Like you were like really like into, you know, really wanting to know what was going to happen next. And like, you know, very seldom is like a movie like that where you're kind of like, at least I feel like you're really truly like glued to the screen of like what's going on, because it was really interesting. And I felt this way about this movie. Like I really like this movie. It's a movie here called Profile, and it's one of those movies too that's all done like in the computer, like all from the perspective of the computer and the main character, and it's all what, you know, what's on her desktop. And you know, there's been movies like that. Some of them have been better than others. I liked Searching, which was one of the recent ones. You know, I like the Unfriended movies, but like I said, some of them are better than others. Host recently was done that way. I like that one. But this one, though, is probably one of the top ones. This one, I would say, out of all of them, just the way this was done, and it was basically like taking this like bigger, you know, the movie itself was more of like this bigger budget kind of film, but done in this way that they shot it. But it's basically about this woman who is doing a news story. Her character's like, she's trying to write for this newspaper kind of play. It was like a newspaper online kind of website, and it's kind of like almost like on a trial period. She's not really getting accepted to go in there and actually have a job. She's kind of like doing some stuff from home, and she's kind of thinking that maybe she's going to finally be able to work there and get an official job there and be full-time instead of like little stories here and there. But what she's doing is talking to her boss there that she works with and does the stories for her, you know, occasionally. And she's talking about how she's trying to talk about how like terrorists recruit people, you know, and bring over girls from America to be, you know, into ISIS and that type of thing. And it's basically about, she's trying to figure out how that recruitment stuff happens. So she ends up making like this fake profile and acts like she's trying to, like, you know, be interested in this type of thing. So she talks to a guy, and, you know, who's involved in that. And she's kind of this whole relationship back and forth that they're having of talking and her trying to get the information and trying to figure out how she's going to get there and everything. But it's one of those movies that just keeps on getting more and more intense as it goes along. And it's one of those things too, when you see, certain times you see a certain thing happen, you go, oh, this isn't good. You know, like there's certain things, you know what I mean? Like you're really paying attention, you notice little details. You're like, that was not good, that particular thing was shown and stuff. But absolutely 100% excellent movie. This was like the best put together movie I've watched in a long time. I didn't have any features on here, which I do wish, honestly, that it had some stuff, because I would like to have seen just some of the production of that one, but a really, really good movie. The next one here, this is from Warner Brothers. They sent over a free copy. This one, I'll let you guys know this one is available. And this one here is the new film which stars Angelina Jolie called Those Who Wish Me Dead. And this was, I like this movie. It's basically, though, you know, about like these, what ends up happening, though, is she ends up, like, Angelina Jolie's character is, like, this firefighter, and she's, like, you know, does, like, fighting fires that are out, like, in the woods and stuff like that, like forest fires and things of that nature, and she ends up, there's, like, this huge, like, kind of tower thing that she ends up having to go, and, like, you know, like, a, kind of, I don't know what you would call it, like, I guess it's, like, a fire tower or something that you would see in, like, the woods and stuff for checking to see, like, a whole view of the land and everything, and essentially, though, she ends up going, you know, out there and everything, you know, to kind of like watch the thing and stuff like that. And she's kind of trying to get away because she's had some things happen in the past that she's kind of trying to get away from, and certain things that she has regrets about that had happened, and things that she kind of wished that she would have done differently, and wished that she could. There's one particular thing too that really bothers her that she wished she would have done. But it's basically, though, about these bad guys that are out there, and it ends up being, you know, about like comes across this kid that's out there in the woods, and like she tries to help this kid, and then the people are coming after this kid, but it becomes this whole big thing, and like the people out there are like, the bad guys are like relentless. They start this fire out there and all this kind of crazy stuff. It's a really, really super intense movie. This one has on here, though, feature-wise, the making of Those Who Wish Me Dead on this one. The next one here, this is from Blue Underground, and this is a movie which I absolutely love. This movie. Now, keep in mind, though, with this edition, though, it only it's the 4K edition, but it only includes the 4K version of the film. It doesn't have a Blu-ray copy of it as well. It does have special features, though, on a Blu-ray disc. So, like I said, though, just keep in mind, though, if you guys don't have 4K, don't get this particular version, because it, like I said, it only has the 4K disc, not the Blu-ray as well. And this is a great movie here, and this was a dual film where George Romero directed one of the stories, and then Dario Argento directed one of the stories. And I've always loved this movie. It's some really creepy stuff in here, and it's basically, though, like, you know, one of them is like the story of the Black Cat, which they've done a lot of different stories on that Black Cat story, but I always really liked that one. I feel like this one was probably one of the best uses of it, and the other one was stars Adrian Barbeau, about like this cheating kind of thing that goes on, and it goes in these crazy directions of what they end up doing to cover things up. But I love this movie. But this is Two Evil Eyes here. This is the 4K Ultra HD edition of the film. But this is one of those movies, if you guys, I feel like too, when it comes to Romero movies and Argento movies, this is one of the ones that you do not hear about as much as some of the other films. And it's like one of those ones that you guys have got to check out if you guys have not seen this one. And when it comes to anthology horror films, it kind of has the vibe too. If you guys like, you know, Body Bags, like a little bit like that kind of feel, because it's got like a little bit of like whack and creep show kind of feel too. It's in that kind of vibe of the film and everything. Now on here, though, feature wise, this has on the first disc, like I said, it's the 4K, and it has a commentary track on here with Troy Herworth. On here, theatrical trailer, poster gallery. Now on disc 2, which is the special features, that has on here 2 Masters of Evil interviews on here with Dario Argento and George Romero, as well as Tom Savini. On here, it has a Savini's special effects, a behind-the-scenes look at the film's special effects, a personal tour of Tom Savini's home studio on there, personal of his home, Adrian Barbeau and George Romero, a bunch of different interviews on here with the composer, with some of the stars of the film. I'll show you guys a little look inside here as well, but here's a look, though, at both of the discs in here. But like I said, as I've never seen this movie, definitely one I would recommend you guys check out. The other one here is from Severin Films, and this is cool that they're releasing like this, because this is a film from MGM. So that I'm definitely hoping that they start doing like more MGM stuff like this. So I think this is really cool, like catalog titles and things like that. That and then doing their own editions of them. There's a lot of them, which would be kind of cool if they did. But this is a movie that stars Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, which I've always loved. This movie, they remade this movie a couple of years ago. It starred Anna Faris, which I like that one as well. But the original one is always like one that I've watched this movie throughout the years like so many times. And this is Overboard, and it's basically though about Goldie Hawn's character, who's this really rich woman who lives on this on this yacht and everything, and Kurt Russell's character goes on there to kind of repair the yacht, and they're kind of doing repairs and stuff like that, and they don't get along. They have kind of all these kind of arguments and everything, and she really dislikes him and everything, but something ends up happening and she falls overboard and then forgets who she is and has amnesia. And basically though, Kurt Russell's character realizes, oh, well, she doesn't remember who she is, and he pretends like she's married to him, and like he takes her home to his house, and he ends up like having her like cook and help with the kids and help all this stuff, and he has this whole charade of pretending like that they're married, and she's like, well, I don't remember anything. He's like, well, you have amnesia, you don't remember anything. So he's basically like having to do all these things, and it's kind of like what ends up happening from all this and everything. But it is a great movie. If you guys have never seen this movie, this is definitely one you guys have got to check out, and has the slipcover on here, as well for this one. And on here, though, it has an interview on here with the screenwriter Leslie Dixon, as well as a theatrical trailer on this one. And the next one I got here is from Screen Media. It's a movie here called Till Death, which stars Megan Fox. This is basically, though, about Megan Fox's character, and she's, with her husband, and, her relationship is not really going well, and the husband is kind of, like, thinking something is up and everything. They end up going out to, like, this cabin in the woods out in the middle of the winter, when there's, like, and it's a cabin, too, out when there's nobody around or anything like that. And what ends up happening, though, is he kind of gets wind on the fact that she's, like, something's going on, and the marriage isn't going to work, and what ends up happening is he ends up killing himself, why he ends up he basically handcuffs himself to his wife and then shoots himself and dies. And she's ends up in this house with him, handcuffed to her, in the middle of winter. There's like no heat or anything on in there, and she's basically trying to figure out what she's going to do. And she's in the house trying to drag the body around with her, and she's looking around for like, any kind of weapons or what she can do to try and get the handcuffs off. He took everything out of the house. So it's basically her in this sort of situation of what is she going to do in this absolute nightmare of a situation. It's a really, really interesting movie. Like I said, this one here is called Till Death. The next one here, this one is from Dark Sky Films. This is a movie here called My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To. This is a really interesting movie. This one stars Patrick Fugit. I think that's how you say his name. He was, he's in the movie Spun and Almost Famous and lots of different movies. But I haven't seen him in a long time, so glad to see him again in a new movie. And I thought he did great in this film. Like I said, this one here is called My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To. Hopefully I'm saying it right and not like having a dyslexia problem with this because of the text and stuff like this. But it basically, though, it's about like this brother and sister that are like, that have their one brother in the house that they're taking care of. They think he's like the younger brother. And he's very, like, meek and sickly. Like, there's something up with him. He's very emaciated. He doesn't look right and everything. And what's going on is he's got some kind of a condition. And they're going out and, like, getting blood for him. Because he needs, like, he basically needs blood to survive. And it's one of these kind of things where something is up with this guy. And he's just, like, continuously worse and worse and worse. And it's essentially about this brother and sister trying to figure out what they're going to do for their brother. How to take care of him. Why it doesn't seem like things are, he just seems to be getting worse and worse and, like, wanting this blood and stuff like that, and it goes in these really crazy directions and everything. It's a really interesting movie here, this one here. And the next one, this is from MVD as well, and this is from the MVD Rewind collection, and I love the way that the one is designed on here. It's like they really, really aged this one up to look like a VHS, like, that was really like sitting out and like got real scratched up, like the cover and everything. I love these aged kind of slip covers, and that's the one thing they always have with the original first run of the MVD Rewind collection. They have the slipcovers on the first edition releases of these ones. So, but this is a movie here called One Dark Night, which I always liked. This movie. It was all set in this mausoleum, about people that sneak into this mausoleum and everything. And it has in here Meg Tilly's in the movie, E.G. Daily. It's a really early E.G. Daily, who of course went on to do the voice of Tommy Pickles and is in Pee-wee's Big Adventure and everything. But this was an early movie for her as well. But on here, though, feature-wise, too, this has a high-definition transfer on here. It has a commentary track on here with the director. It has an interview on here with the director, interview with Eiji Daily, a bunch of other interviews, interview with the cinematographer on here, production designer interview. It has on here alternate director's cut work print version of the film, behind-the-scenes footage, Paul Clemens photo gallery, original theatrical trailer. So lots of features here. And in here as well, there's also a mini movie poster for the film as well. But like I said, if you guys have not seen this movie, this one is definitely worth checking out. This also has Adam West in the movie, but really fun movie. And I always like movies too, you know, with those like kind of one setting films. This one was all set in a mausoleum, so it's a really cool kind of setting, pretty much like a Phantasm. If you guys seen the movie Phantasm, like basically that's what it's all set in, is that kind of mausoleum. But a really cool movie. The next one here, this is one I'm excited to let you guys know that is available, and this is from SRS Cinema. This is a film here called Camp Murder. This one is directed by you know, my Mark Polonia, and this is written and produced by my really good friend Will Colazzo. And me and Will Colazzo have been working together on a lot of projects lately. You know, he was the writer and producer on Scream Bloody Murder, the film that I directed, when we both co-directed recently Amityville Shark House together as well. So we work together, and we have a bunch of other things coming up as well. So this, like I said, this is one I was really excited to let you guys know that is available. And like I said, he was the writer on this one, also the producer. He also acts in the film as well. This is basically, though, a movie in the style of like a Friday the 13th kind of film. And it's basically about like this guy that ends up escaping from the asylum, and he ends up going back to this camp and going after the group of these kids who are out there, you know, basically like camping out there and everything. And he's basically going after them and killing them. And it's about the cops trying to track him down and figure out where he is, you know, the people that are finding him after he got out of the insane asylum and everything. But a really cool Friday the 13th, you know, 80s style slasher, a throwback film. And on here, though, this has the commentary track on the film, as well as a trailer and trailers for other SRS, you know, releases as well. The next ones here, these ones are all from Wild Eye Releasing, and the first one here, this is one that is from, you know, directed by Justin Ferguson, and this is one that I have, I filmed some stuff for in this one. This one here is called 5G Zombies, and it's basically about, you know, this is all filmed recently from everyone's house, so this is one of those things we all filmed from at home and everything. And like you know, I shot my footage and sent this stuff to Dustin and everything. And it's basically, though, about, you know, the idea of like the phones having like control and stuff in 5Gs, and it's like the 5G signals are turning people into zombies and stuff like that, and making people go crazy and that type of stuff. And that's basically what this is about. And this is in here, my character goes crazy from the whole thing and everything, you know, on this one. The other one here is from Wild Eye Releasing, and this is an anthology film called Frames of Fear 3. And I have a part in here as well in the beginning of the movie. And it's like this, you know, this is an anthology horror film. It's from a bunch of different directors and everything on here. And it kind of like, you know, there's like some TV footage and stuff like that on here. And in the movie, though, there's like some really weird thing of me, like this infomercial thing that I filmed of this guy with like a plunger and stuff like that. It's really wacky, ridiculous kind of stuff and stuff that I, you know, filmed for this one. But if you guys are a fan of like anthology horror films, like I said, one of you guys know that this one was available, and this one has on here a music video as well as trailers. There's also another anthology horror film one here as well from Wild Eye Releasing called Fright Vision. So this is another one that I want you guys to know is available as well. And this one has on here, though, feature-wise, some features like Axmas behind the scenes, because this has the Axmas, you know, short film on this one. Which is a really, you know, John Ward directed it. I think it's the second Axmas, but it was a really cool one, all filmed in a storage facility, so like a storage center, you know, on this one. And then it has on here, though, you know, Chapman Storage commercial on here, theatrical trailer. But yeah, that was my favorite of the segments on here, the one that was in the, you know, the storage center. And this one here, this is from Wild Eye as well. And this was fun. I like this movie. This is one here called Jax vs. Lantern. And like, I mean, the pumpkin itself was kind of this wacky, like weird kind of pumpkin that they used. But I think they filmed it at a time when you really couldn't have gotten real pumpkins. It was like during winter. You could kind of see people's breath. So it's probably like, they probably couldn't have gotten real pumpkins. But they made these weird sort of paper mache kind of pumpkins that were kind of like smooshed in a weird, like somebody sort of sat on it a little bit. But it's, like I said, this is one called Jax vs. Lanterns. But it's basically, though, about like this crazed like guy, like jack-o'-lantern that kind of comes back from the dead thing, essentially like a scarecrow, and then like it goes after people and kills them. And like, yeah, though, like I was saying, though, this was a fun movie. It's basically, though, like the pumpkin was like taking these pumpkins and swooshing on people's heads, and then like you you'd see like pie filling kind of stuff come out, and it would kind of like possess them and stuff like that. And it was just like a really fun, really crazy thing about the people trying to stop these pumpkins and the group of people coming after them and everything. But I like this one. And this one has on here bonus trailers for other WADA releasings on this one. And the last one here is one I just want you guys to know is available. This is one here called Don't Go Gentle, a film about idols here. And this one here is from MVD. And like I said, though, just want you guys to know that this one was available from MVD, and this was called Don't Go Gentle. And like I said, a film about idols here. Anyway, though, guys, that was all for the review portion of this video. Like I always say, if you guys enjoyed these videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.